they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, with Here's What They Think About You, with this segment, what I try to do is I read comments, give you my thoughts, and read comments from you guys. And this one, I want to talk about Floyd Mayweather. I did the video. If you haven't checked on that, make sure you check it out on the channel. And Floyd Mayweather was just talking about life as a retired fighter. This is what he put. The retired life, 7 figures monthly, retire before 40 years old, made smart investments. So, let's see. Here's what they think about you. Let's see what the people have to say. Lee says, 7 figures monthly, but you look like you're in an apartment pool in Benidorm. Shut up, you wee pecker. And he has 2,737 likes. Now, it comes to me, there's a difference between constructive criticism and hating. Like, this is just a hating comment, because whether you like Floyd or hate him, one thing you can't really challenge is the fact that he makes a lot of money. I mean, he's constantly talking about it, and we've seen it. He's in the Forbes list. So you're saying it looks like you're in an apartment pool in Benidorm. Like, I guess that's supposed to be a diss. People don't even know how to roast. You're taking the one thing that no one can deny, the fact that he makes money, and you're trying to down him on something we all know he gets money. So whether he's in an apartment pool, I guarantee you it's a luxury apartment pool. So it doesn't really make sense. That diss doesn't make sense. Like, you look at guys like Tupac. I'm a student of hip hop. He would try to, like, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Okay, so he said he fucked your chick and you're fat. Those are things that are actually true that, of course, will hit hard. Or he's like, Biggie, he said, remember when I used to let you sleep on the couch? So I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, then Biggie can recall, like, damn, he did put some cash in my pocket, make me a man again. He did let me sleep on the couch. So those types of disses hit closer to home because it's actually true. It's like factual stuff. But you're saying it looks like he's in an apartment pool. Okay, I mean, he's posting pictures of Bugattis. We clearly know he makes money. So to me, that's not even a good diss, if you will. Michael says, Floyd, enjoy yourself. You deserve it. But you know they about to start hating. True. Danielle Cunningham. It's called knowing the difference between bread and butter. Did what you had to do to get the bread. Now you're enjoying the butter. Job well done, sir. Cameron says, you still put your pants on the same way we all poor people do. Horrible grammar. One leg at a time. And I'm pretty sure our graves will be the same size. Okay. Sydney says, Floyd Money Mayweather, come and invest in Ghana and build a boxing gym and arena. You will make boxers happy and make more money. So that's a suggestion from Sydney. Let's keep going. Julio Ramirez said, the life of a retired undefeated champion, Money Mayweather, TMT. It's funny to see all these haters comment on their Boost mobile phone. Laugh out loud. And that's the thing. Like, people that have most to say are people who are in worse positions than you. That's just throughout life. I've noticed that. Basil said, that should be his nickname when they do mention him in history. Floyd, smart investments, Mayweather. I don't know if that's a compliment or a diss. Terrence said, congratulations on a great career. Stay retired. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. You mastered the art of boxing. Brett says, come on, Floyd. One more to 50 wins. Come on, pal. Fans deserve it for funding this 7-month salary. Now, my question is, if Floyd did come back, who do you guys want to see him fight if he came back for a 50th fight? And Anthony put, laughing my ass off. Making smart investments doesn't include buying hundreds of expensive watches, and you glorify your money because you can, but can you give some of that to the needy and unfortunate? Of course not. Now, see, this is what trips me out. Like, I don't understand why people are so fascinated with counting another person's pocketbook. Like, what does that do for you to... And then furthermore, unless you're his accountant or PR person or auditing him, how do you know what he's doing with his money? I don't get it. Like, people, I think that's what's wrong with the world. People are so fascinated with celebrities. Like, Kanye West is $53 million in debt for his ideas. He needs $53 million, but he's still living a better lifestyle than probably everyone watching this video. Like, Kim Kardashian did this and Miley Cyrus. I mean, who cares? I don't really care about what people do. As long as they're not doing nothing like super foul. Like, I don't care how someone spends their money. I used to work at Sears. We used to call it the Shark's Tank because it was real cutthroat. It was a commission-based job. We got $4.50 an hour plus commission. The way it works is, by state law, you have to get at least minimum wage. Clearly, $4.50 an hour is not minimum wage. But hypothetically, if you didn't really sell anything, and they would, to meet California laws, so you're at least getting minimum wage, they would just bump you up to minimum wage if your commissions didn't take you over minimum wage. But you'll probably get fired because that means you're a terrible salesperson, because it's pretty easy to at least make minimum wage. But the thing is, it was cutthroat. People were like, oh, he stole my sale, or she took my customer and rung him up under her number. And that's the commission business. And I remember there's this one dude who was like an OG there. He had been at Sears longer than everyone else, and he was making good money on his commission checks. And there was a guy that was a little bit newer, and he was like, why is he always making so much on his commission checks? What is he doing? And he would always talk to people like, oh, how is he making so much money? And I remember this other guy that had some seniority there was like, why do you care? You can't count another man's paycheck. And that always stood with me. It always resonated, because that's what I feel. Like, he could be getting all the commission checks in the world, but what is that doing for you? It's not helping you. If anything, you need to be studying what he's doing, seeing what you can take from him in terms of, so you can see that on your check. So I never understood, like, counting another man's pocket. And then people always, they're not really basing stuff on facts. You don't really know what he does with his money. In fact, a lot of people don't even know this, but Floyd Mayweather paid for the funeral of a lot of his past foes that passed away. Rest in peace, Arturo Gatti, Diego Corrales, Gennaro Hernandez, guys he beat. Now, there's nothing that says in the boxing rule book that he has to fund and pay for their funeral because they gave him an opportunity, or because him beating them helped his career and put him on the map. There's nothing that says he has to do that. And I don't know if you guys know, but funerals aren't cheap. They're pretty expensive. So he did that out of the kindness of his heart, or because he wanted to repay them guys for giving him the opportunities to fight him. He probably felt bad they passed away. Even Joe Frazier, that's another guy. That's a heavyweight, not even in his division, not even a guy he's fought. And he offered to pay for Joe Frazier's whole funeral. And then HBO stepped in, and I believe they split the bill on Joe Frazier's funeral, because I guess Joe Frazier's estate couldn't swing it because he was in the hospital and stuff before he died. And I guess the family didn't really have much money. Floyd Mayweather stepped in alongside HBO, and they paid for it. So little things like that. And that's just something I know, something charitable that Floyd Mayweather has done career-wise that I know. I don't even know what else he's done. You know what I mean? He could have donated $1 million to leukemia research. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure Anthony doesn't either, unless he's his publicist or something like that, or accountant. So can you give some of that to the needy and unfortunate? What's the basis? That's my question. Adam says, he's earning 7 digits and you are here wasting your time jealousing his achievements. It's his wall. You are not forced to comment. If Mayweather brags, it's his life. Get your own. Gary says, he made boxing boring. Enjoy the money won't buy you what you desire. And that's the class of Ali, Tyson, Duran, Leonard, and so on. No runners there. Now, see, these are comments like these don't make sense. Break down comments. Break down what people are saying. So I don't know if you mean class in terms of echelon or classy people, but Tyson was talking about like, yeah, I just want to, if I wish y'all had kids so I could stomp on their testicles, for that's the pain I wake up with. So I don't think Tyson was really a classy person. I'm gonna fuck you till you love me, faggot. He was saying stuff like that. So I don't know if you mean that, but even what you're saying, you said no runners there. I guarantee you, if Muhammad Ali was a current heavyweight threat, same with Sugar Ray Leonard, people would call them runners. Ali, at the time he was fighting, he was a heavyweight. showing the heavyweight division a level of athleticism, speed, craft, defense that the heavyweight division hadn't really seen. Like Ali, I'm the greatest, and he float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Float. I guarantee you they would have called Ali a runner. Same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard. Some people are mad he didn't stand toe-to-toe versus Roberto Duran in the rematch because Duran was slaughtering him in the first fight, and he got smart and started using some movement. So that he's saying, the guy Gary is saying Ali, Tyson, Duran, Leonard, and so on, no runners there. But I guarantee you, if those were current fighters, people would call Leonard a runner, and they would call Ali a runner based on their style. So that, again, has no merit. Rocky says, Floyd's just afraid he's going to Roy Jones Jr. it and lose his 50th match. Jones was 49-0 at one point. So what if he fell off? The dude's still one of the best, way better than Floyd. Again, more nonsensical comments, because you look at Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather, totally different style. Roy Jones was a freak of nature athlete, and he relied on that athleticism, that speed to frustrate dudes. He would be dancing, just doing things that they would never teach you in a boxing course, or they would probably get fired. Fight your opponent in the middle of him trying to punch your head off, start dancing, or keep your hands both by their waist. Roy Jones did unnatural things, unorthodox things. What Floyd Mayweather does based on his style is actually sweet science, like good boxing. So the point being, the reason Roy Jones ended up losing had nothing to do with Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd is more technically proficient. He's better with his overall skill set, defense, offense, and craft, where Roy Jones, as soon as his athleticism started to falter and like decline a bit, guys could catch him and time him a little bit better, then he became ripe for the picking. Mayweather's in a different position because he has a better defense, better hold, and better grasp of the fundamentals. He doesn't just rely on, he's actually evolved his style from Pretty Boy to Money Mayweather. You know what I mean? Throws less punches as Money Mayweather, but they're all precise, precision punches. I neutralize and nullify you to throwing and landing a lot less than you're used to, and then I pick you apart with accurate shots. So they fight totally different. So that's a dumb comparison in Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather. Another thing is Roy Jones made the grave mistake of he was so dominant. People don't realize this. I know my boxing. Roy Jones was dominant from the late 80s, like 88, 89, all the way to the early to mid 2000s. So Roy Jones probably was getting bored. He was just so dominant. So he tried to challenge and test himself, moved up to heavyweight. Then he moved back down thinking like he's Superman, and he's a little bit older. And that wasn't a good transition for his body to not taper down and go from heavyweight back down to fight Tarver, and he ended up getting stretched. So I don't even understand this Rocky dude's comment about he's afraid of losing his 50th match. The other thing is, who at 147 would you even favor to beat him? Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman? Why would he be afraid of losing his 50th match? What guy, Pacquiao rematch? Who would you pick to beat him at 147? Kai said, oh my God, shut the fuck up and donate some of that 7-digit income to people who truly need it. Humble yourself, brother, or the world will humble you. Ooh. Cola said, okay, we get it. You're rich. All you do is brag. You don't seem happy because never seen you with anything that wasn't gold digger or thought material. Floyd really got y'all in y'all feelings. This is hilarious. See, okay, so James put, if I made 7 figures monthly, 4 figures of that would be going to charity. Well done, Floyd. You're rich, but do you support people in need, or do you live your life? Stuff like that. Again, it's just like the other dude. You don't know what he does with his money. You see what he showed you. It's no different than me. Like on social media, I post funny things. I post what I want the world to see, but only those closest to me really know what's going on. Like at one point I had a car that broke down and different stuff like that. I don't post that on social media. If I'm going through a breakup, I don't post that on social media. Just like Floyd, I'm sure there's different sides to him. He posts what he wants you to see. He don't care about you seeing his watch, but he's not going to post his precious moments with his kids or something. He might not post something like that, but he'll post a watch or a new whip or something like that. So people do too much. And then it's easy to say what you would do when you had some money, but you don't. If I made 7 figures, make 7 figures and see how you do. Because I know for a fact I'm not concerned with jewelry and stuff like that. I would try to definitely invest in some property and things like that, but I would definitely want nice things too. But people always act like Mother Teresa, like, oh, I wouldn't do this with my money. And then the last thing I want to say is, do you support the people in need? I mean, look at Mayweather Promotions. Just because he's not supporting like necessarily a homeless person or a vagrant, and he might be doing that, I don't know, but he's still supporting his team. He's putting people like Gervonta Tank Davis. If Gervonta Tank Davis was on Top Rank, having he doesn't have any big fights or big wins, do you think he would be getting the same level of exposure he's getting signed with Mayweather? Probably not, because from what I've seen, this is just my opinion, I don't think Top Rank manages some of their black young talent that doesn't have a name and can't sell out like a Terrence Crawford, sell out a venue yet. They're not going to promote them the same way. Like, name somebody on Top Rank like that. Like, just Nicholas Walters. Nicholas Walters is a great fighter, but he's not getting the exposure that Errol Spence Jr. is getting at all. Errol Spence Jr. has done less than Nicholas Walters as a pro, right? Nicholas Walters beat Donaire, a guy who's never been stopped, and he stopped him. He was the first to stop him. Earl Spence's biggest test is coming up against Chris Algieri. But you see Earl Spence is getting a lot more praise. You see guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, who's creating a buzz because he's affiliated with Mayweather Promotions. Ishai Smith, J. Leon Love, all those guys are getting exposure being with Mayweather. So, like, supporting people in need, he is helping people. Ashley Theophane, he's fighting Broner. I'm pretty sure it's probably the biggest paycheck he's probably gotten in his career, and it's a title shot. That's because of Mayweather, I guarantee you, because that's a Mayweather TMT fighter. If Ashley Theophane, nobody was checking for him before he signed to TMT, and I guarantee you he probably wouldn't be in this Broner position getting a title shot and a career high payday if it wasn't for Mayweather orchestrating this particular fight with Heyman, period. Like I said, nobody's really checking for Ashley Theophane, so he is helping people. He just might not be helping the people you want him to help. Eric Wood says, anything negative to say about this guy is just hating, because his track record says he could do what the hell he want, like he been doing since the early 2000s. Congratulations, Money Mayweather. You changed the business for all fighters coming up in the future when it comes to promotions and self-exposure. Which is true. He did definitely shape the landscape. Nobody was saying easy work and talk about A-side, this and that, cash cow, until Floyd Mayweather. So you guys can say whatever you want, but we know where stuff like that came from. Just like people before him, Ali helped pave the way for Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather. Kenny says, Floyd, you are a cock knocker. I wish the Pacquiao man fight happened 5 to 6 years ago, but you are an undefeated champ. I'll give you that. Just a little classless type of post. We work hard to have an average life. Floyd really be having y'all in y'all feelings. And I don't understand what's up with all the gay, like, rhetoric, cock knocker and stuff like that, and the Pacquiao fight. See, this is the thing that kills me with the Pacquiao fight. Why was anyone picking Pacquiao to beat Mayweather if it should have happened 5 to 6 years ago, right? I seen tons of people saying Floyd's getting knocked down or knocked out. Not even just beat. Oh, he's never dealt with someone with that level of footwork and fast hands and fast feet like himself and power. He hates southpaws. He always gets fucked up by Zab Judah and southpaws. Then he schools him, reduces him to landing 71 punches, and all of a sudden, oh, it should have happened 5 6 years ago. No. It doesn't work like that. I'm not watching in slow motion. The fight happened when it happened, and Pacquiao had his golden opportunity to shine. He didn't. Instead, he said Mayweather should have sat still, and I got a bum shoulder. Period. Right? And that's just what it is. I'm tired of this. Oh, it should have happened 5 to 6 years ago. On the Mayweather-Pacquiao telecast, go back and watch it. Showtime did a poll. 73% of the people picked Pacquiao to win. So if it should have happened 5 or 6 years ago, why wasn't it 93% of the people picked Mayweather to win because it didn't happen 5 to 6 years ago? Why did 73% of the population that voted, and they had a ton of people that voted, pick Pacquiao to win if it was a past prime Pacquiao, or it should have happened 5 to 6 years ago? It doesn't make any sense. It only makes sense after the fact. Once you get a conclusion and an outcome, and now you don't like the outcome, now you want to switch what you were saying before. Why'd you pick Mayweather to lose via knockout if it should have happened 5 or 6 years ago. It just doesn't make sense, and that's what the dumb logic. Elijah Espinoza says, beats his kids and wife, thinks money is the only important thing, ducks fights that pose him a real threat. Again, more mindless, senseless rhetoric. First of all, okay, you want to say he beat his wife, domestic violence charge or whatever. We don't know because you're not famous. We don't know Elijah's skeletons in his closet, but that's fine. You want to say the wife stuff. I don't even remember anything about him beating his kids being in the forefront. So again, people make up stuff. You want to say to beat the wife, but what does the kids have? When did he beat them? Next, ducks fights that pose him a real threat. I never understood why I read these comments. Like, every fight is a threat. Do you think anyone would even have a loss if they felt they couldn't beat guys that they end up losing to? Like, you look at Amir Imam. He probably thought he would beat Granados, and then he didn't. It's just the way of the world. James Kirkland probably thought he could beat Canelo, and he didn't. So that's already dumb in itself, because there's no way to hand select somebody. You don't know what someone's going to bring to the table. Oh, he fought guys he knew he could beat. You don't know who you could beat if you never fucking fought them. That doesn't even make sense. How do you know what you could do if you haven't been in the ring with someone and tested their abilities, felt their power? They have tricked you because they have better speed or they're in better conditioning than they were in their last fight. You don't really know until fight night. So that sounds dumb. And then he ducks fights that pose him a real threat. It just makes no sense. Pacquiao, like I just said, 73% of the population picked Pacquiao to beat him on that Showtime poll. Canelo, guy who's bigger, stronger, younger, a champion, was undefeated at that time, over 10 years younger than him, 10 years his junior. How is that not a threat? How is a 6-foot power punching knockout artist like Diego Corrales not posing him a real threat when Corrales was favored to beat him? Even guys like Manfredi were ranked at the time. Mosley, who just destroyed a granite chin Margarito. How is that not a threat? And you've seen Mosley was not playing around in that second round. It just, Floyd made the adjustments, and after they couldn't do nothing. Coming off of a almost 2-year layoff fighting a legend like Marquez. Nobody just dogs Marquez. Marquez has usually been in competitive fights. All his fights were Pacquiao. Every single one of them were more competitive than Marquez versus Pacquiao. Oh, it's because Floyd, after almost a 2-year layoff, he came in higher than the catchweight, and it was little Marquez. Y'all kill me. Oh, he just fought people that don't pose him a threat. I mean, that's more sensical. Like, that's nonsense. He's fighting champions, world champions. He has more world champions, former world champions, current world champions than anyone in history. How is that not a real threat? Ricky Hatton was undefeated. He was the first to stop him. How is that not a real threat? Kimber said, he'll be broke by the time he is elderly. Bed, I'm assuming that's bad. Investments start when you retire, too young with an extravagant lifestyle. These questions. I mean, I don't know. How do you know what? Who is it? This is her? See, and this is the thing. It looks like you're in a cubicle in New Mexico, Albuquerque, and he's poolside with some Ray-Bans and, you know what I'm saying, a luxurious looking scene, and you're working in a cubicle. See, that's what people always want to give you advice, and they're not in a better position to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to give, like, ego. You need to break up with her. What are you doing? Why are you with her? Like, hey, aren't you going through your 4th divorce? Like, I don't want relationship advice from people like that. Like, you're in a cubicle, he's in Miami, but you're giving him investment advice. Y'all crazy, man. Tariq Anderson, the hate comments are ridiculous. Floyd will go down as one of the best boxers of all time and has enough money to keep him occupied and investing forever. Laugh out loud. And the guys hating on him probably work for pennies and live with their mom. It's kind of what I just said. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to learn from all of, like, not just Floyd, everybody who's a mogul, P. Diddy, fucking Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. I want to learn from all of them people, see what I could do to get on their level, to get money for my family and stuff. Gus, 7 figures and you ain't even got your own private pool. It's some snotty-nosed kids in your millionaire's pool. See, that again, that's dumb. Like, Unless you have more money than him or in a better position. And see, this dude, I'm actually in the Bay. He lives in American Canyon, which is right down the street from me, right? And it is, you know what I'm saying? It's not million dollar homes. So again, there's a lot of people that have comments and they're not in better positions. And they're, oh, you look at you in Miami in a pool. Where are you at? At work? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Let me read one more comment. Brandy. Blah, blah, blah. Good Lord. Why don't you do something with yourself other than be a self-centered, selfish, super douche? Don't forget Pumpkin. Everything that goes up must come down. There you guys have it. Boxing Ego. Here's what they think about you. Let me know what you guys think of Floyd Mayweather's retirement and the fans' reaction to it. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.